our dual record. We have our podcast going right now as well, and we also have our web show as well. So we're doing a little bit of both. And you guys who are either watching us through Facebook Live, which is nice, or you're checking us out through YouTube, that's cool as well. Matter of fact, I should be able to go and actually watch this now. So that way, if you guys are on the stream, you can go ahead. All right, there we go. That's better. I was getting the feedback in my headphones from listening to it earlier. But hey, guys, want to send a big shout out to you guys who are joining us on our Falcon Fly By episode. Like I said, our main sponsors, we were just talking about those. So for us, our main sponsors are, as most of you guys know, we have Multi-Mold Guns, which are based out of Troy, Michigan. We want to thank them for being part of the Falcon Fly By and for continuously keeping us up to date and current on what mold guns are coming out. They're doing some pretty cool things. Make sure you follow them on Instagram as well. Let them know that Doc from the Falcon Fly By sent you by. Also, we have Grey Wolf Tactical Combat. They're based out of Florida. They are an up-and-coming airsoft retailer, and they don't have their physical store yet, but they're getting there. But if you guys are looking for anything airsoft side, hit them up tactical gear wise as well. They can help you out. And then our last, we have Define Industries. They are our newer sponsor. They came on probably about a month ago. And so I want to send a big shout out to them and having them involved with us as well. So that's really cool having that available. If you guys are coming on, I see I have 2 people watching. That's awesome. And I appreciate that. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to open up. And one of the cool things we have going on here is we now have a line now. And hey, Jason, how you doing? Glad to see that you have joined us on our live broadcast here on the Falcon Fly By. But like I was saying, we do have a call-in number now. This is something we're going to try. We're going to see how it works out for us. And we're able to go ahead and answer any questions that you might have. And that number is 912-376-0605, and we'll open up that call line here in a little bit. Once we go through our normal spiel that we have, you guys know how we go through the airsoft events and let you know what's going on in the airsoft community. So let's go ahead and get right through that right now. That's one of the things, like I said, we like to do. We want to make sure that we give a shout out to all those events that are going on right now. And I hope a lot of people, I know a lot of people were out at Op Series Viking this weekend, which was put on by Third Coast and Airsoft Junkies. So that was pretty cool. I saw some of the pictures coming back and saw their Humvee out there in action. So that's really cool on there. Also today out at Georgia Airsoft, they had their walk-on play. So I hope some of you guys got out there and were able to play in that as well. So here's what we have going on for, I would say, the rest of September. On the 24th, which is next weekend, if you're going to be in Florida area, looks like Estero, Florida. They have an airsoft game at Route 7, and they have that game starts at 8 a.m. on the 24th, which is Saturday. So it's being put on for Doomsday Airsoft. So definitely head out there and check those guys out. September 24th, we have Operation Civil Unrest, which is a Tog Milsom event. And this event is going to be September 24th through the 25th at Airsoft Battle Park. So definitely check those out. Check out that event. Then on the 25th, out in Joplin, Missouri, at the water park, we have Op the Rise of the Legion going on out there. And that looks like it's going to be a pretty cool event. So definitely hit that up if you're in the Joplin area or surrounding areas there in Missouri. Then October 14th, we have Behind Enemy Lines 4, which is being put on by, it's at Hellhounds Airsoft. But I know BG Airsoft is one of the sponsors. Falcon Battle Systems is one of the sponsors for the event. So we're going to be throwing some player packs down that way. But definitely check out that event. And that event is October 14th through the 16th. So another full weekend of play. Then if you're up in the Maryland area out at Robin Hood Paintball, we have Night Ops 3 which is being done by East Coast Airsoft. They put those games on all the time. So definitely check them out as well. And then I'm seeing an event, looks like a skirmish day out on the West Coast. I believe this might be out in Washington State at Port Orchard. Sunday, October 16th, starting at 9:30. They will be having an airsoft game, and I apologize for getting all the ESPN updates from the NFL games today. So and then we have Index Milsim presents Operation Odenai, which is going to be in Gordon, Texas on November 4th. That is going to be, there's no name field for that one right now, but that's where that one is being played at. Then we have on November 5th, Operation Faded Giant 5, which is going to be out at the Government Training Institute in South Carolina. That's being put on by American Milsim, and that is November 5th through the 6th. When I checked, it was $185 for registration for that event. That is one of the bigger airsoft events, Milsim events, being put on during that time in November, so definitely get out there and check them out. Then we have December 2nd, we have Operation Overwatch 2, which is being put on again by Doomsday Airsoft, and that's down in Florida as well. So we're getting ready. We're going to be actually putting our intro video together and getting that out there for them, and we're one of the sponsors for that event as well, so we're looking forward to that. Then we have Operation Christmas Rush, which is being put on at Gunny's Warfare Center, which is in Waxhaw, North Carolina, and that's on December 11th. January 13th through the 15th, we have Fragile Sovereignty 2, and that'll be at Adventure Beach Airsoft. And again, that's another TOG Milsim event. And then, of course, we have Operation Icebreaker, which is Falcon Battle Systems event, and being put on by Docs Production, and that is January 28th through the 29th. It's a full weekend. It's going to be at Georgia Airsoft out there in Winterville. Cooler temperatures, which is always a good thing when we're running around playing airsoft, and $40 for a whole weekend. Grey Wolf Tactical Combat's going to be on hand, and obviously Falcon Battle Systems will be giving out a couple more of our player packs. So that's what we have going on in the in the airsoft community right now. And I'm sure as more events come up, you guys will be sending them out to us, so that way we can get them posted and we can read about them and get them out there for you guys. The other thing I want to talk about, there's a pretty good deal going on right now. And I know East Coast Airsoft posted this, and I got their permission so I could talk about it, because I have to admit, this is a really good deal. Let me see if I can bring them up here. Let's see here. East Coast. Why am I not seeing them now? There we go. I think I know why. East Coast Airsoft. For some reason, I'm not getting the. Oh, they're there. They just had a huge deal going on. They just dropped all the prices on their Vulcan BBs. So I thought that was really cool. They also posted for a 10-kilogram bulk batch of BBs for .20s, it's $80, and for .25s, it's $85. So that's actually not a really bad price at all. Anybody that's looking for bulk BBs, 10 kilograms is 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So you figure that's 22 pounds worth of ammo. So I know I'm going to be reaching out to them, probably getting a case of .25s. I like shooting the 2.5s. They're nice for my airsoft gun and for my pistol. And then we'll probably get a case of the 2.0s, because when we put on events, we use 2.0s for chronograph and things of that nature. So anyways, really good deal going on for East Coast Airsoft. You can find them on Facebook at East Coast Airsoft Store. Hit them up on their website as well, which is eastcoastairsoft.net. And you guys will see all the pricing for their BBs going up, things of that nature. So definitely check them out on that. So hey, look at this. This is awesome. You guys are obviously liking the new format, which is nice to see you guys using the new format. We got 4 people watching, which is awesome. We're already getting thumbs up. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm starting. The more I see this, and the more I've been playing with this format, I really like it. So you'll be seeing us use this format more and more. And as time goes on, we'll also be our next thing is a better webcam, because we actually have our camera right now hooked in to use this, and we're at 720p right now, but I think we want to go up to that 1080p so we have a much better picture for you guys as well. So one of the things that I talked about when I did our test stream, you guys saw that we were I showed one of the new banger pouches, and I also showed one of the new the new pistol that we got in. One of our customers, he ordered in 2 of the really nice WE Glocks. And these things are just really cool. I like the way they're designed. I like the cuts in the slide. And for somebody who wants a little bit more style and I guess, eye appeal on the airsoft field when they're out there, there's these new Glocks that WE is designed, and we're seeing more of them. And the way they're cut and everything, it's just it gets people's attention when you go to use it. So the first thing I'm going to do is, we'll talk about my product later. But this customer is really good guy. We made him a custom holster. You guys probably seen it. It was the one that said FSU, fuck shit up. And I'm actually going to get permission from him to get a bunch more printed up, because I want to do a whole battle belt setup and that. I just like it. So here is the Glock that we're talking about right now. And we got it. I was really impressed. And I showed you guys this, but it came wrapped in a plastic bag. So again, I don't know what that really means, but it's nice to see stuff like that. And I can tell you, first thing out, when I picked it up out of the box, it's got good weight. And that's a good thing for an airsoft pistol. I want to have good weight in the pistol itself. There's stipend done, what feels like stipend maybe, or just the way they grooved it in the pistol grip, so you get a real nice solid grip on it. One of the things I like, I'm going to just pull the mag out of here, is you do have these custom engravings on your outer barrel, which is nice. And then down the center, WE tactical. So I think that's really cool. And they've got improved sights on them too. So I guess what would be considered the tritium sights, I think they're called. But they are on there. And then the other thing that was kind of cool that I saw was the little engraving, and that's on both sides. So really nice, a lot of weight, which I like. And it's just all around a nice put together pistol. There's really no wobble or play in it at all, which is nice. So it will probably be a future purchase for me, one like this with a couple extra mags. So again, really nice. And like I said, WE has come a long way with their product quality control and things like that. So that's a big thing for you guys that are looking at getting a WE pistol. I know Grey Wolf Tactical, they have the 5.1 high kappas, and I think it's the 5.1, the 4.3, and the 3.8, the T-Rex versions, which are really nice. And this also came with, and you guys probably know the word better than I do, but it came with another neat little piece that you can put on the back of your pistol grip. But again, really nice pistol overall. And like I said, I was very impressed with it. And I think the customer, when they get it, are going to be really impressed as well, which is cool. So the other thing that I'm going to talk about, as always, is our new banger pouches that we've designed for the use with the smaller Enola Gaze. These will work for the 40mm grenades. Your 203 shells will fit it down in here nicely. So that's the bonus, is this thing has dual purpose. And then we also found out that for the small bottles of mace that police carry or pepper spray, those will actually fit down in here as well too. And since most of their gear is black, this just happens to work. It doesn't take up a lot of space on their belt, and they can mount it just about anywhere. Now, the other cool thing, this came to me a couple nights ago, about 10:30 at night. You know, somebody asking, well, what if my grenade. What's going to stop my grenade from falling out of here? Well, first off, there's plenty of tension in these. There's a little bit of expandability, but there's a lot of tension. So it keeps those grenades in place. And as you guys saw in the initial video I did 2 weeks ago, when I flipped it upside down and shook it, nothing fell out. And I had a 203 shell in here. I put the smaller Enola Gay smoke grenades in here, and they weren't falling out. They weren't going anywhere. So what we're going to do, though, for that added peace of mind is in our next batch, we have 100 of these printed already, which is really cool. So we already have 100 ready to go. We actually, before I go talk about this any further, we actually today went out and bought PVC pipe, same diameter as the inner diameter of our pouches here, the same diameter of the smaller Enola Gay smoke grenades. And I was able to take 3 2-foot sections of the PVC pipe, and now I'm able to produce 10 of these every 10 minutes. So I believe I can go even faster than that. That's just I give it overall 10 minutes from the time I heat it up, roll it, and let it sit so it can maintain its shape. But I can probably cut that down to 5 and move even faster. So right now we can produce 50 or more an hour, and my goal is to be able to get us to 100 or more an hour. So that's always a big thing. So we'll be able to really punch these out for you guys. Now the other thing that I was talking about is we're going to add a retention strap out of shock cord to these, to actually all our grenade pouches from here on out. So basically what will happen is we'll put a hole, drill a hole through the bottom, put the knot in here, but you'll be able to take that retention cord and go up, and it'll sit right on top of your grenade. So you will not have to worry about that grenade popping off from or jumping out of the shell, which even now without it doesn't. But hey, it'll give you 2 points of retention, so that's always good. And for you guys that are wanting right now, I can tell you right now, until what are we doing? Until the end of September, these are going to be $10 a piece. Now, I will tell you that we have reached out to some of the big suppliers out there to carry our product, and if they decide they want to, we'll actually be taking this off the market from our store, because this will be called a mass-produced product item, MPPI, and I've talked about that a little bit with you guys, that these will be carried by the major wholesalers and suppliers, and then hopefully go out to your retailers, your local retailers, or we'll deal directly with the local retailers. So that way you guys can go and order directly from those retailers, or if you're a retailer, you can order directly from your wholesaler. So those are one of the big moves. You know, you guys noticed the Falcon Battles, the name of the Facebook page changed, and things like that have started to change on the page. We are moving more to that model where, you know, we want to focus more time on our retailers, on our sponsored players, on our sponsored teams, and things of that nature, and being able to go out to events and be ready for events, which allow us to make a large stock of our most commonly ordered products. So just something to be looking for, guys. Hopefully you guys will see these turn up in a store near, you know, airsoft shop near you. And, you know, if you're really wanting them to carry them, mention it to them. And what we do have is we have what we call a sample pack, where you'll get 5 of these for $50. So that way you can either, you know, test them amongst your team, or you can go to a local shop where they sell airsoft stuff and say, hey, look, you know, Falcon Battle Systems make these, we run them. Would you guys be willing to carry them, and that kind of stuff? And that helps us because we are a vet-owned local, an American company here, and you know, we make sure we try to get top of the notch products out to you guys to use. So that's what we have going on right now. I will tell you guys, there's been some changes. If you look at our work schedules, please go to the Falcon Battle Systems Facebook page. We'll add it into the description here on YouTube, but go to that page and you will see the changes in our work schedule. You'll see some of the different things that we have going on. That way you guys can be more up to date. We noticed a lot of people, what they do is they message us instead of reading what we've posted on the page. And 9 times out of 10, the question you're asking us has already been answered on the page. And we don't have an issue getting your guys' messages. We encourage that, but please make sure you check out the Facebook page and read what's going on there. And that should help you out a lot too. So That's what we got going on for Airsoft. That's what we got going on right now for Falcon Battle Systems. So let's see. Last night, I did kind of a test podcast with the gear, and I put it out there. We're on SoundCloud as well, and you can look up the Falcon Fly By. Like our channel, we try to get a podcast out, once every couple days. Our standard podcast day is probably going to be Wednesday night. And when we do that, that's something you guys can download, listen to online, or you can download it onto your phone or your tablet. You can take it on the go with you, because I know not everybody that I send these out to can get on Facebook and watch this. Are the slim bang pouches belt only, or can you attach them to a plate carrier? If your plate carrier has MOLLE, you can attach it. It's a malice clip on the back, Tac Taylor malice clip, so you can put this just about anywhere. And that's why we've used Tac Taylor for their malice clips for our standard mount. So yeah, Jason, you can go ahead and mount these right on our, mount them right onto your belt and stuff. So. And if you guys want, I know this is new, so I know a lot of people expect to see us on Facebook Live. Let them know, share this stuff out to them, share the link, let them know that, hey, we're doing it YouTube Live now, so that way you guys can ask questions and anything like that. So, but yeah, this malice can be used just about anywhere. So I'm getting ready to put, I have some leftover Pakistani Defense Force digital desert pattern, and I'm going to produce probably 3 or 4 more of these, and I'm going to attach them to my sling gear pack, my gear slinger pack, and have them on there as well. So, so what I was saying was yesterday or last night, I did like just a test podcast. It was like 7, 8 minutes long. It wasn't very long. But there's a story going on and this kind of gets overshadowed, but I just want to hit on it a little bit, and then we'll talk about some of the more current events that have been going on here in the last couple of days. So there's a group of illegals that are protesting because they want free college. They don't have social security numbers, so they can't apply for any of the grants or things of that nature. But there is a program that can help them find financial assistance. But yet they feel they are entitled to our tax dollars that legal citizens have a hard enough time accessing to use for school and things of that nature. But they feel that they shouldn't even have to be citizens of this country. They broke the law to be here, or their parents broke the law for them to be here. And now they think we should fit the bill for them. So, that's something that's out there as well that kind of just throws a wrench in it. But the main event, what's going on, has kind of changed everything around us. So the last couple of days, we have had this issue with some idiots putting IEDs in garbage cans and things of that nature. We had exactly, Andrew, I couldn't agree with you more on that, brother. Come to this country legally and apply correctly. Now, but before I go over what I was talking about, let me hit on that. I do agree that to come to this country legally it takes forever. And I understand vetting processes, so I have no problem with that. But I think we need to get rid of some of the red tape. I think there's a lot of red tape that slows this process down a lot. And that's the biggest thing. And I'm no way, shape, or form making excuses for illegal immigrants or anything along that line. What I'm going for is, or what I'm talking about is, let's look at the current process we have in place, and let's look at that and find the redundancy, the absolute redundancy in this program to become a legal citizen here in this country. And let's find out where we can get rid of some of it, or where we can slim it down, or where, oh, you already filled this form out once, let's make it more digital. And the reason why I say more digital is, if it's something to where, if I'm an immigrant and I'm coming to this country and I want to apply for legal status, and I fill everything out online, that information, no matter what other agencies need it, I shouldn't have to fill the same form out again for another agency. I should be able to log into one spot, and any agency that needs this information should literally be able to go, oh, it's right here, boom, and all I have to do is hit send, because it saves the document right there, and all I got to do is send it. And I think that's part of it. There's a lot of red tape. It's very confusing. If you guys look up how to become a legal U.S. citizen in this country, it is very, very difficult. It's very crazy. So I think that's the first thing we need to do. We need some comprehensive immigration reform. I agree with that, but we also need some reform on the process of becoming a legal citizen here in the United States. But what I was saying before, yeah, and for vets, it's even harder for us to claim our benefits. It seems like we get punched. It's like we take 2 steps up the stairwell to get to where we got to go, but then we get knocked 5 steps back all the way. And you know, for us veterans and things of that nature, we fight that every single day to get our benefits that we were promised when we came in. And it's very tough. I mean, I can tell you right now, for the last 9 years, I've been fighting to try to get the VA to redo my back claim, because all they did was took x-rays, but yet I've got all my civilian medical records where they've done MRIs and found things wrong, and so on and so forth with it, where I've been on treatments and certain treatments don't work and so forth. But yet now I have to go back to the VA with all this paperwork that I've had to pay for the civilian side, for them to come out and say, oh yeah, you know, here it is, and here's all my evidence, when all they did was pull and did x-rays, where we all know that x-rays can't find everything. That's why MRIs are more the definitive choice to use when you're looking for issues. So but the big thing that is going on is, let's talk about what took place yesterday. So during a marathon, we had an IED, an improvised explosive device, go off during a marathon. We had a stabbing in a mall in Virginia, or in the Mall of America in Minnesota. Then we turned around and we had, I believe it was a shooting or an explosion in a Virginia mall. And then in New Jersey, they found 3 more devices. So we are literally being attacked here on our own soil right now by terrorists. There's no other way to put it. And ISIS has already claimed responsibility for one of the attacks. And so we're seeing where we were told, look, we start letting these people in and we don't vet them properly. We're just letting them in the door. We're not keeping any tabs on them. We don't know where they're going or where they're going to be living or who they're going to. We just know they're coming into our towns and cities and being resettled there without any true vetting process whatsoever. And it's already been stated by the government that their vetting process sucks. So we already know that, but let's keep bringing more of them in to the country. So we turn around. Okay, and the guy who attacked cops with a meat cleaver. So again, this is getting insane. So the first thing that I look at is, we were already warned about this. The second we open the floodgates to allow all these refugees into our country is when we run into an issue. There is no way to keep track of them once they're in. Once they're allowed in, there's literally no way to keep track of them. There's not. And if we've seen the pictures, if you guys have followed the news stories, these guys coming across are exactly that. Military age fighting guys, 20s, 30 years old, coming out of Syria. Explain to me why you're not in your own country fighting for your country right now, but you're going to flee. That I don't really understand that. And the women and children aspect, not a whole lot of them mingled with these groups of guys coming across. Europe's having the same issue. So again, you know, it's really, really a sad state of affairs. And you're absolutely right. Terrorists can easily hide within refugee populations, and we've known that forever. And I can tell you that when we were in Iraq, when I was in Iraq in 2005, it was very easy. They could come out and just be walking with them. You had no idea that person was a terrorist. You had no idea when they were surrendering and things of that nature. So as time has gone on, you know, it's getting worse and worse. And we're literally just allowing more and more to come into this country. I think Hillary said she wanted another 10,000, or Obama said he wanted to resettle another 10,000 of them. You know, we can't even take care of our homeless and our veterans, but yet we're going to bring in all these refugees. And again, it was in the media. It cost $64,000 per refugee to settle them. $64,000. Imagine what that could do for a homeless person. Imagine what that could do for a homeless person. But yet we'll spend $64,000 on a refugee. No, that's not our responsibility. It really isn't. We don't even have money to take care of our own, but yet we're going to turn around and take care of another country, or take care of this group that needs to come into our country and be resettled. And it's funny, we give humanitarian aid to countries. Oh, they're our allies. Well, what have they given us? What are they doing for us? Truly, what are they doing for us? That's how I would look at it. And we don't see that right now. So that's a huge problem in my eyes. That's a huge problem. And Jason and Andrew are kind of updating me on everything. Jason, they were saying that the ID that went off, they found another one 4 blocks away that didn't detonate. So here we have guys in this country, which, again, come on, we have small electronic shops all over the place. You can buy this stuff. You can buy a Go phone at Walmart and use it for what you need to do. Most Go phones come with 10, 15 minutes already, and that's all you need to do what you need to do to be able to transmit to that device. So, it's not like this stuff is hard for them to find. And I'm guessing they're coming to this country with some sort of financial backing to allow them to be able to get the supplies that they need to be able to commit these crimes. So the more and more I look at this, I started to think about this more this morning when I got up, and I look at it as the steps leading to martial law. We're going to see more of this. These aren't just one-time isolated incidents. This is going to happen more here in this country. And we're going to see more of this. Come here. We're going to see more attacks done like this. Faceless, cowardice attacks. And yes, I say this to ISIS. You can claim whatever you want to claim on these attacks, but it's cowardice because you can't come and face us on the battlefield. But what you'll do is you'll build bombs to kill women and children, the elderly, the sick. It doesn't matter to you. But then you'll claim it like it was some great victory. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And friends of mine and I have made fun of this, is that there's a group of individuals within this country that will rise up and hunt your ass down. That's exactly what they'll do. They will hunt you down until they find you. You can hide in your cities like Dearborn and places like that, but they will come and find you, and it doesn't bother them one bit. So you keep doing this kind of stuff, and like I was saying, this is the precursors before martial law is going to come into effect. And some people say, "Oh, it's a conspiracy. Martial law is a conspiracy." You can say what you want, but if there's this kind of violence going on in the streets and it becomes more prevalent and more routine, then what's going to happen is you're going to see martial law being acted. It will be the only way that, quote unquote, they can control the violence. They enact martial law, they're going to come, and then literally the Constitution gets put on the back shelf. So we have this huge thing now where we have to look at this ourselves and say, do we need to become more vigilant as citizens of this country? I'm all for hand in hand working with every race that's out there. I don't believe every race, every Muslim is a terrorist, or every Arabian person or person of Arabian descent is a terrorist. Just like I don't believe every white person's a racist. I don't believe every black person's a racist. You go down the line, let it be what it is. But we have to figure out how to get to the root cause of this stuff. And I think as time goes on, more and more people are going to get fed up with this type of stuff, and they're going to step up and they're going to take care of the problem. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at another. Oh, yep, there you go. Thank you. Got people sharing the link. Yep, go ahead, share the YouTube web address, get it out there, let people know that we are on. I'm going to go ahead, and while I'm sitting here talking to you lovely people, I'm going to go ahead and share it as well. Tell them to join us, because this is where we're at. And make sure. All right, we'll get that posted up. There it goes. Bam. Bam. get it up there so everybody can see it. So like I said, oh, well, that is, thank you. I don't know why. No, according to my thing, it's wrong. It's September 18th. What? Oh, I put August 18th. I'll fix that. That's why. Well, everybody makes mistakes every now and then, not the end of the world. So, my buddy Tony just pointed that out. I just see that now. I don't know why I did that, but it is what it is. But we're here. We're doing things. I'll fix that title and make sure it's got the right title on there for everybody. But, Jason comes in here and says that France right now is fighting refugees in the streets in an all-out battle. If that's not a sign, what is to letting all these refugees in unchecked? And again, that's part of the EU. That great chancellor from Germany, she just thinks we need to let in more and more and more refugees. When you look at what has happened in Germany and in England and in these other countries, that they're coming in, they're taking over, they're protesting immediately. They want to convert everything to Sharia law. That's what they want to do. They want to go after, and they want to fundamentally turn your first world country into a fourth world piece of shit. I mean, look at the areas that these people are coming from, and it's hideous. And you look at their living conditions. They think it's fine for grown men to marry 9-year-olds. They think it's fine to stone women and throw gays off of buildings. And it's, I was watching a video of these Muslim men shot and killed this woman because she went somewhere without her face covered. This is how oppressive these people are, and it makes me laugh because I look at Black Lives Matters and all these other groups. Oh, we're so oppressed. No, you're really not oppressed. If you want to be oppressed, take your ass over to the Middle East and try to live the life you live here over there. You wouldn't last a day. You wouldn't. You would either be stoned to death, you'd be shot, hung, whatever. You wouldn't last a day. People today have no idea that people that live in the more developed countries in the world, the United States, England, France, things like that, especially in this country, because we have that entitlement mentality. We have that Black lives, and yes, Black lives matters, not Black lives. It's Black lives because all lives matter. They have those mentalities. You really need to look at it. And if you really think you're oppressed, a young Black man or a young Black woman in this day and age, one, I'd love to see how far back you can trace your family roots to see if you can chart your name to a slave. I'd also like to see how in the world do you think anybody owes you anything? Again, that's that lazy mentality. When someone says, well, this person owes me this or this place owes me this. No, nobody owes you anything. You can take your hand. I believe in a hand up instead of a hand out, so you can get your ass up and go to work. But you truly don't know what oppression is until you live a little bit over in one of those Middle Eastern countries, especially with Sharia law. Exactly, and I've seen this a lot on Facebook, and that's a great point, Andrew. Where was Black Lives Matter during the floods in Louisiana? Where was the new Black Panther Party? They were nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found in all this. Where's Black Lives Matters when the black on black crime in Chicago is taking place, the black on black homicides that are taking place? You don't see them anywhere. Black Lives Matter is an opportunist group. They only want to show up when it's a white cop who kills a black person. Plain and simple. That's how they work. That's how they are. They have an agenda just like feminists. And if you don't agree with what either one of those groups thinks, you're a bigot, a racist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, and whatever else they want to call you, that's what you are. So it's very entertaining when you see these groups, and when you have a discussion with them, remember this: never raise your voice to them. Never raise your voice. Never yell. Never resort to foul language, because what happens is when you go into those conversations with fact and knowledge and just the truth on your side, and they, the best one is, oh, Donald Trump's a racist. How? Prove it. I mean, it's been debunked so many times. And liberal Democrats, progressives all have the same argument. Oh, he's just racist. And if you don't believe that, you're racist too. And when you confront them with facts, what happens is they start to yell. They get violent. They start calling you names. And what happens is, and all people are like this. All people have this. Some of us are better controlled at it than others. Some of us have had training in the mental health field on how to deal with this type of ignorance. But what happens is they go into what's called a protective mode. They have to protect their self. They have to protect their stance, their opinion. So what they start doing is they figure the only way to make them seem superior is coming at you with derogatory remarks, slang, calling you names like a bigot, a racist, a xenophobe, a homophobe, a cisgender, whatever male or whatever they have, or, you know, white privilege, because, you know, I'm still waiting for my white privilege. I'm still waiting for that to come on out, you know, and it's very ugly. They cannot take facts. They can't. And they get bent out of shape and they lose their minds. It's literally what it is. It looks like they flip out and lose their minds. So, in the same regards, though, we have we have that on the other side of the coin as well. The people that don't listen to facts. They just lose their minds. And again, feminists, if you don't agree with a feminist, you are instantly you're a bigot, you're a sexist, you're a racist, you know, whatever they can throw out there, they think they're right, and they resort to cussing and calling names. And I think it's hilarious. 95% of them have no idea what they're talking about. They just feel they should go out and march for some asinine reason. So yeah, overall, some pretty funny shit. But to go back on point with what I was talking about, we see the issues going on right now, and with, you know, the bombings, the attacks on this country, and I'm sure our great commander-in-chief is going to come out with some BS, and we're supposed to feel sorry, and oh, this is why this happened, and it's really weird. I mean, I'm sure that's what's going to come out from there. But, you know, we've got something right here. It's the main headline when you go to foxnews.com, and it says heightened state of alert, New York tightens security amid ongoing manhunt for Manhattan bomber. So, I mean, what's that tell you? That's something I would be concerned about. There's just a lot of them going on. We not only do we have that here in this country, okay, we also now have this BS with North Korea doing their saber rattling again, you know, threatening the U.S., Japan, and South Korea, that if we do anything, they're going to attack us, which, again, I think it's kind of funny. North Korea can't even take care of its own population, let alone, you know, be able to really hinder anybody. And they think China's going to come and save them, but what they forget is China's already told them that, yeah, you attack somebody and they fight back in defense, you're screwed. We're not going to waste our time. So, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on right now. And, you know, guys, the only thing I can really say to you guys is keep your head on a swivel. Don't take anything for granted. If you see something that seems out of place, you know, I'd be very cautious. For those of you, and I'm not trying to spread hate or fear or anything, but for those of you such as myself that do have carry conceal, make sure that you do that. Don't make carrying just a part-time thing. If you're going to do it all the time. And be ready, train. You know, don't sit there and say, well, I got my permit now, so I'm just going to go, you know, head over here and just chill out. And just make sure you're ready, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. We've got pipelines that are bursting now for no reason. The one in Alabama that burst open, and then everybody freaked out and look, oh, there's shortages in gas. And no, folks, there is no shortages. They, believe it or not, the reserves are all full. it will just take a little longer to get there. And again, people start freaking out all of a sudden. And that's the thing. If the general public would not panic, then the media would lose its clout and these companies wouldn't be able to do what they're doing. So, I mean, think about that for a little bit. Jason, watch out for Russia. Yeah, but here's what I'm going to say about Russia. They're kind of in the same boat with China like we are. We are naturally the 3 largest economies. I mean, and if you look at it, going to war, any one of us 3 really going to war with one another or really stepping in to help one side versus another would be catastrophic to all 3 parties. The reason for that is China needs us. They need a place to send their goods to sell them, and that's why they sell them to us. That's why they deal with our debt. And China knows if we went to the war with U.S., we'd lose our biggest trade partner. It's kind of the same line for Russia. Yeah, Putin's ex-KGB officer, I believe he was a colonel or something like that in the KGB. But still, it's the man has made some pretty intelligent statements in the past, and I think we have a dumbass administration that refuses to listen. They refuse to work. I don't see, you could look at Russia and say, yeah, they could be a threat. And the reason why I say that is, so are we to them. I mean, for every aircraft they fly close to our airspace, we're flying too close to theirs. Our subs are in the waters right off their coast, just like some of theirs probably are. And it's an ongoing game. It's nothing that, since the Cold War, it has been the same thing over and over again. And that's just how we are, and that's how they are, and that's how we'll always be. Until common sense comes to the table with our country and China and Russia, to where common sense can really take hold, and hopefully, I don't see it in this generation. Hopefully, maybe the next generation will be known as the common sense generation. Then we'll look back, and hopefully we'll have something that we can look at and sit down and discuss and actually approach issues. Because you look at all the movies about disasters and Armageddon, and it brings the whole world together. And, I hope it doesn't take something of that magnitude to bring this country back together. So that's my multiple subject rant for this weekend show. I do want to let you guys know that I do have a Patreon account. I will put it in the description here in YouTube. Feel free to donate, whatever you can. We appreciate it. It helps us get new equipment in, new gear in, to provide better videos and better avenues to get information out to you guys. Remember that for any order for Falcon Battle Systems until the end of September, the promo code is SEPT, SEPT 20, and that is orders through the website. So you can use that just about on anything except registration fees for the event we have coming up in January. So I want to thank you guys for being part of this. It looks like we had 4 viewers, which is good. This is a new format, so getting this information out to everybody, and probably the date probably threw it a little bit. Everybody probably thought I was sharing an old link. So I will go in and I will fix that with the video when I go into the description. But again, I want to thank everybody for being part of the Falcon Flyby and listening to my podcast. We actually are doing a dual recording, so you're getting we'll have our web show up, and then we'll have the podcast will be uploaded to SoundCloud tonight, and we'll go ahead and we'll get that stuff out there. So again, guys, I appreciate you being on the show. Next week we will I'll have a better format. I'm sure there will be some interesting things to talk about. We will remember, guys, we do have that phone line, so that will be put in place and can be used during our live sessions, because all I have to do is put you on speaker and we can hear your questions come right across, which is awesome. And I look forward to seeing all you guys next week on the Falcon Flyby. It'll be, let's see, the 24th, 25th, the 26th of September. And I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot again. This is Doc for the Falcon Flyby and Falcon Battle Systems. Have a great weekend. Rest of your weekend, have a great week. Remember, stay safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your family safe. And I will see everybody back here next Sunday. Take care. I'm out.